Good stuff. Well, welcome everybody. We should be live on Facebook. Welcome to Fired Up Friday. We are officially 1 week into our 28 days of weight loss. And you know what? You can join at any time. You can start your 28 days of weight loss and join us. And you know what? It's okay if you're a week late or that's okay. Just join us in this incredible journey. We are going to actually be doing a round 2 immediately after. So don't worry about it. Just jump in and, as we say, get on the train and join us on this awesome journey. My name is Melanie Nelson. I'm the director of TLS. If you're brand new to what we're doing, I want to welcome on our call today here, we have Dr. Nancy Miller and Manny Rothmiller who are joining me on the call today because we wanted to share with you some success stories of TLS. And we have incredible success stories. One of the principles of TLS is it's not really so much how much you lose, it's how long you can keep it off. Permanent weight loss, finding that healthy weight and that balance in your body. And that is something that makes us very different in the marketplace, which is part of the reason that both of these individuals were drawn to TLS, is because we are so different. And so I'm going to start with Dr. Nancy. Just tell us a little bit about yourself, Nancy, what you struggled with and how TLS has helped you.
So Mel, I've been overweight my whole adult life, and I tried some different fad diets, and I even tried like a medically supervised program when I was in my late 20s, but I didn't really have any success with any of that. You know that I worked in nutrition research for many years at USDA, and I had the opportunity to write a white paper on obesity for the White House. And at that time, I realized I was a statistic myself. So I learned about low glycemic impact eating when I was doing the research for that white paper. And that's when I started my journey of eliminating sugar and, cleaning up my act. And then shortly after that, I was introduced to TLS, and I was sort of drawn to it because I found out that a person I had done research with, Dr. Sherry Lieberman, had helped to create this science-based system. So, with the low glycemic TLS style eating, I was able to lose more than 175 pounds and keep it off. Actually lost 185 pounds, but my weight goes up and down a little bit. And then with COVID, it's not been perfect. So like you guys, many of us that are this week detoxing. So we'll get that back under control pretty quick. But, I was able to lose all that weight, and it gave me more energy. I had better physical performance. I even ran 2 10Ks. Of course, I was in the bottom half of finishers, but that's what makes the top half possible.
That's so good, Nance. I mean, you literally lost a whole human being in weight. I think my husband is about 175, 180 pounds.
Yeah.
So you lost a whole Doug Nelson, which is really, I mean, that's incredible. And, I think, for anyone out there who feels overwhelmed by the amount of weight they need to lose, that it is possible to do it through lifestyle. And so I just really appreciate you sharing your story. I want to jump to one of the questions I was actually going to ask you later, and that was, what challenges did you overcome to really commit to this healthy lifestyle? Like, no doubt, to look at that daunting goal of like, I have 175 pounds to lose. What did you have to overcome to do that?
I think too many people who have a lot of weight to lose, Mel, focus on what the final goal is. They say, how do you eat an elephant? And that's one bite at a time, right? So if, when I weighed well over 350, I just wanted to get to 350. Then I just wanted to get to 325, then 300. So I never said, oh my gosh, I need to weigh 170. I probably would never have been as successful because it would just be too overwhelming. But it's no different than driving across country, right? Your goal is California, but you don't know where you're going to sleep the first night necessarily. You have to make a path and just keep going. So the things that I had to adjust, I would say, my main thing was I had to see food as fuel. That was the big, mindset change that I had to make. And I'm a busy person, and, I would get busy and we would eat out because it was convenient several times a week. So, I had to find a way to have new favorites. So if you like PF Chang's lettuce wraps, I have a recipe. If I want chocolate cake, I've got a recipe with our, TLS shakes and stuff. So finding new favorites, I think, was another piece of my success.
Yeah, exactly. Replacing those favorites with a new favorite. Absolutely. And I love your analogy of the going across country and having bite-sized goals. I think that's so important. Manny, I want to come down to you here and just tell us a little bit about yourself and how TLS has helped you.
Okay, well, my name is Manny Miller. I'm a certified personal trainer. I've been in the fitness and wellness industry professionally since 2004. So for most of my life as well, I've been fit, but not quite satisfied with where I was. So I didn't have to lose as much weight as Dr. Nancy, but experimenting with different things, my weight will go up and down. And I tried some things that were pretty extreme and I had success, but again, with the extremity of the approaches, it's not duplicatable. So, I tried to beat my people to death with keto diets and it worked for some people, but it didn't. And I tried to have other people do super high protein diets and it worked for some and it didn't. Um, and many of the things that I've done for myself, I would burn out on or just get tired of or just, get to a point where I would plateau and it stopped working. And, Dr. Nancy pretty much challenged me to take a look at the TLS system. And, she told me she would coach me through it and everything. And she did. And to my surprise, something as simple as the TLS system actually worked and it was sustainable. And here we go. It was something that worked for me on so many different levels. I did lose weight. I did get more energy, decrease the inflammation. I'm sleeping better. There's just so many different things about it that I can only say good things about. There was really nothing negative about it once I began the program.
Yeah, that's excellent. Because isn't it true that, I mean, I know that you've tried a lot of things, Manny, Nancy, you probably tried a lot of things. I personally tried a lot of things, diets, and typically I'd be hungry or hangry most of the time, and like there would just be these sort of negative connotation or results of being on a diet. And what's really great about TLS is that, it has the opposite effect. It's like you're going to be happier. You're gonna be sleeping better. Like these are the positive things that happen when you're on a healthy lifestyle, and that's so good. And I know, Manny, being as working the crazy hours you do as a fitness professional, with your own studio and working clients early in the morning and often probably late at night because those are the two time frames. It's long, long days. One of the things you had mentioned to me was how dependent you were on caffeine to get you through the day, and now that's no
Absolutely.
right.
Right, because I believe it's because my blood sugar is more stable now. My adrenals are clean after doing a detox. The first couple of days of detox was really hard for me because I was doing an insane amount of caffeine. With the caffeine also came more sugar than I needed. So those things together would have me spike high and then drop too low. And, before you know it, it was 3-4 cups of coffee a day. Then there was a thermogenic fat burner. It was just a lot of different things that I was taking, which also contributed to an inability to sleep well. It just was a spiral. And if I would not have started the TLS system sooner than later, I could have seen myself end up in a bad place because the more stuff you take throughout the course of the day to give you energy to focus, the more things you need to take at night. And then before you know it, you're basically a supplement junkie. And that's not what I wanted to be. It gets very, very expensive. And also you really can't monitor the effects all of those things have on your internal organs. So
That's right. That's right.
mhm.
Fueled by food, as Nancy said earlier, right? And
Yes.
for me as well, growing up in a European household, food was used for stuffing all kinds of emotions, whether happy or sad. It was food. Right? So I know how that goes. So I'm curious what your favorite TLS product is, Nancy. The one that, if you were stranded on an island and you could only take one TLS product with you, which one would it be?
Well, I have to be honest and say that my favorite TLS product changes from day to day. So I love the benefits of the TLS Core and Trim Tea because it's just way more than weight loss. But I would say if I had to just pick one thing right at this moment, I would choose the TLS Axe. And that's because when I combine that with the activated B complex, I'm just so much less affected by stress. And it just kind of keeps things on an even keel. And that's, I knew that it was a winner when I started with the product. And, my husband said to me, do they sell that by the case? And I said, no, just by the bottle cap. But I mean, it really just does help with my stress response. And I've had some challenges over time with adrenal challenges. And it, the axe has made a huge difference for me. So I need my axe every day.
It's become a staple in my house. It's my new favorite as well, actually. Prior to that, I mean, I would say the shakes are probably mine. If I had to get, pick one to take with me on an island. Manny, how about you? Oh, you're muted.
Yeah, mine is the same as Dr. Nancy's, to be honest with you. The axe is definitely a big one. I have a lot of children. I manage a lot of people. We are in a pandemic, and I just know even before the pandemic and all of these other things during these seasons, the wintertime when it's dark earlier and it's cold outside, I would just always have like a low grade anxiety or a low grade, the winter blues. It was always present, like since I can remember. But I started using the axe last year, and I was trying to use it like a Advil for a headache at first. And Dr. Nancy said, don't wait until you get stressed. Just take it as part of your foundation, part of your daily routine. And what I noticed is that now I can look at things and know that this would have stressed me out last year this time, and I just don't feel the stress. It's still there, but I can manage it. I feel more emotionally able to deal with the stresses of everyday life, especially during this pandemic.
Yeah, absolutely. We are definitely in a stressful time. So I think it's become a lot of people's number one go-to over the last year for sure. So thanks for sharing that. Obviously TLS is a four, pronged approach. It's, we call it the table with the four legs. It only works when you got all four legs. It's a foundation. And one of them is exercise and boosting your muscle mass so that you can boost your metabolism and improve your body composition. What's your favorite way to stay active, Nance?
I like to do stuff outside if I can do that, Melanie. So walking or hiking or biking. This past summer we bought kayaks, and now that I work out with Manny, so he's got it, so I can lift that kayak up on top of the car and put it on the rack, which is a good thing. More recently, I returned to the gym, and I enjoy working out now with him because he challenges me, but he also makes the exercise fun. I don't want to be bored, and I do need the accountability piece. So I have to do a mixture of independent and then also work with a trainer.
Yeah, I agree. I'm in the same boat there. Manny, what's your routine like? What do you do on the daily?
I like to focus on functional exercises too. Like Dr. Nancy said, the moment she told me that they were going to begin kayaking, I changed her program to make sure that kayaking was something that she could do. Different seasons. I know if I'm going to be with my children a lot in the summertime, I do more cardiogenic stuff so that I could just keep up with them. If I'm going to be doing things that involve more strength, I usually have a pretty good outlook on my calendar. So I train for life activities, battle focus training, and I don't even know if I'm allowed to say this as a trainer. I don't like exercising just for the sake of exercise. And so I do this little thing in my mind. I imagine myself, if I'm doing lunges, they're not just lunges for the sake of lunging. I'm trying to save somebody or get to some type of location. So I just focused on functional movements, things that are going to apply to not only my physical fitness, but my ability to do what it is that I need to do for my life.
Yeah, really good. I like that approach a lot. It's really fun. And then your favorite part of TLS, would you say like, I know that for Nance, you've been living the TLS lifestyle for years and years and years and years. And so it's kind of a, it shifts, like you said, your favorite product shifts, your favorite part of TLS shifts. But what would you say, right now is the one that's making the most difference, right? We've got low glycemic eating, the supplementation, the education, and the exercise. What do you feel is your favorite part of TLS right now?
Well, Mel, what I'm going to say is my favorite part of TLS is that it's a science-based program. And so that really encompasses all four of the pillars of TLS, because, we've got supplements that have clinically proven ingredients that allow you to achieve and maintain a healthy weight. And, the science-based supplementation is really one of the key distinguishing features. A lot of people, can eat low glycemic, but at the end of the day, what do we have that makes it special? And I think that's made the biggest difference for me. So that's what I would pick, would be the science-based supplementation. But I think there's science in all four components.
Absolutely. Manny, how about you?
I like the structure, which again includes all of it. I noticed this week, and I'll show you when I meet with you, Dr. Nancy, I have a Whoop that actually tracks everything. It tracks my strain, it tracks my recovery. And the week before this, my recovery was all over the place. No matter what I did, some nights it would be medium, some nights it would be very low. It was never high. Now that we're on a system and I'm eating at a certain time every day, I'm drinking the water that I'm supposed to take and I'm documenting it. I'm holding myself accountable to the lifestyle. My recovery has been green every day this week, and that's the first time it's ever been that way since I've had the Whoop, I guess since March. So all things work together. Just the synergy of the program, and going over the education piece again gives me the philosophy to make sure that I don't have to feel like doing the things. You know, sometimes we rely too heavily on motivation. Again, I'm not always motivated to exercise, and I'm not always motivated to eat the vegetables, but I understand the philosophy because of the education. So that just helps me stick to it.
So true. Absolutely. That's why education is such a huge part of what we do. And that's one of my favorite parts too, because when we understand why we're doing what we're doing, we're more likely to make it a permanent change because we're not relying on the feeling or the emotion to do something. Because the first of the year, everybody feels motivated, but that fades very quickly. And when you understand why each element of TLS is in place, and what it's doing for you and for your body, it makes that, like you said, Manny, I just do it because I know what it's
Mhm.
doing for me, even though I don't feel like eating another cup of vegetables. I definitely had that yesterday. I'm like, oh, enough of the vegetables. And so, but you know what? It's like, nope, fiber absorbs toxins and fat. Fiber absorbs toxins and fat. Fiber absorbs, just kept telling myself that. And I love the fact that we have free resources on our site. So a lot of programs, they're going to charge you for the recipe books. They're going to charge you for a membership. They're going to charge you for, all this support that we have for free on our TLSslim.com site, which is really incredible. And so people just need to take advantage of the free resources and education that we provide, and people will succeed. So it's really, really crucial that, in life that we're utilizing our resources, and that's no different than in TLS. So thank you guys so much for joining me on our Fired Up Friday. We're coming into the weekend, and here's two stories for you to motivate you to get through the weekend successfully, to stick with your TLS program because it works. And when you work it, it works. And so thanks again, you guys. Everybody have a fantastic weekend. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.